Every birthday has its special moments, and for me, it was always about the cake. This isn't just any sponge cake, it's the one that makes every childhood's birthday unforgettable. Every year, I had a chance to pick my own birthday cake, and this one was always my favorite. In this video, I will show you how to make this nostalgic cake with a modern twist, elevated by a chocolate drip. Not only it is easy to follow, but the flavors will take you on a trip down memory lane, just like they do for me every year since I was a child. I hope you will like this recipe as much as I do. Now let's get started. Start by lining your baking pans with parchment paper to prevent sticking. Then preheat your oven to 170 degrees Celsius so it's ready for baking. This Chinese sponge cake batter has 3 parts. We'll make each one separately, then bring them together to create a light and tender sponge cake. Whisking the egg whites is the first step, providing the cake with an airy, light texture. Let's start by whisking them on medium-low speed until a layer of foam forms. Add the cream of tartar to help stabilize them for a better structure. You can add a few drops of lemon juice or vinegar instead. When they turn foamy, add the custard sugar in 3 stages, whisking well after each addition. Then turn the mixer to medium-high speed and keep whisking. When the meringue is near to stiff peaks, it should look smooth and glossy, and you will see the trail lines by the whisk as it turns. Now you can lift the whisk to see if the meringue holds a firm shape and curls at the tip. This is what we are looking for. In a separate mixing bowl, sift the dry ingredients to ensure they are well combined and free of lumps. Add the custard sugar to the egg yolks and whisk vigorously until the mixture turns pale and nearly doubles in volume. Mix in some vanilla extract to elevate the flavor. Add the vegetable oil to the cake mixture and gently mix until fully emulsified. Now it's time to combine all the components together, the meringue, the mixed dry ingredients, and the egg yolk mixture. First, scoop a small amount of meringue into the egg yolk mixture to loosen it up, making it easier to fold in the rest. Then alternately add the meringue and mixed dry ingredients in a few additions, gently folding after each until fully incorporated. I'm switching between a whisk and a silicone spatula to ensure everything is evenly mixed. To create even layers, we will weight the batter. This isn't just for a professional look, but also to ensure even baking. Bake in a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius fan for about 25 to 28 minutes. Keep an eye on them as oven temperatures can vary. Once baked, remove the cakes from the oven and let them sit in the pan for 5 to 10 minutes. You can check for doneness by inserting a skillet into the center. If it comes out clean, the cake is ready. When they are cool enough to handle, run a palette knife around the edges for easier release, then take them out of the pan and let them cool completely on a wire rack. Before we start, we need to bloom the gelatin powder in the water and chill the mixing bowl first. Add all the ingredients, chill double cream, icing sugar, and vanilla extract in a chilled mixing bowl. Whisk them at medium speed until they form soft peaks that flop over. At this moment, stop the mixer and microwave the bloomed gelatin mixture for a few seconds until it is fully dissolved. Then let it cool slightly before pouring it to the chilled whipped cream. Then continue whisking the cream until steep peaks form. Cover the whipped cream with a lid and refrigerate it until needed. Here's my turntable. It makes the process easier and more precise by allowing smooth rotating while frosting. It's a worthwhile investment for an even, professional-looking cake. Place a non-slip mat under the cake board. Start by trimming the tops of the cakes to create a flat surface. Spread a small amount of cream on the board to keep the cake in place. Place the knife at the edge and start cutting along it while turning the cake. It's better to go slowly for small adjustments. When you reach the cutting point, continue slicing across the center, and the top should come off easily. Now we are going to stack and fill the cake. Spread a small amount of cream on the cake board if needed. Then place a layer in the center. I like using an ice cream scoop for easy application of the whipped cream. Add as much whipped cream as you like. Use an offset spatula to spread it into an even layer. Don't worry about the size, we'll smooth those out in just a moment. Followed by about a tablespoon of raspberry jam or your favorite flavor. Apply a bit more whipped cream on top, so when you bite into the center, you'll get a delicious mouthful of cream and jam. Yum! When you are satisfied with the filling, place another layer of cake on top with the bottom facing up. Make sure the layers are aligned to create a straight edge on the cake. Now we are going to crumb coat the cake, which means applying a thin layer of whipped cream to cover the cake. This step is essential because it fills any gaps between the layers and, more importantly, seal the crumbs against the cake, helping to smooth out and hide any imperfections. Place a dollop of whipped cream on top. Use the offset spatula to evenly spread it into a thin layer on top of the cake, gradually pushing the excess whipped cream over the edges. Apply a thin coat of whipped cream around the sides of the cake, adding more as needed until all bare areas are covered. Once it's done, place the cake in the refrigerator to chill until the crumb coat is firm and no longer feels sticky. As this is the final coat, having the right tools ready is key for smooth application. You will need a well-chilled cake, whipped cream in a piping bag, an offset spatula, a dough scraper, and a bowl to catch any excess cream. Alright, everything's set, and let's start by piping a layer of whipped cream on top and gradually spread it into an even layer, pushing any excess whipped cream towards the sides as well. The goal here is to cover the entire cake with cream and add more as needed. Once the cake is covered, take the dough scraper and hold it 45-degree angle to the sides of the cake with a very light hand to sweep it around the sides as you spin the turntable. The goal here is to smooth the whipped cream, not to remove it. If there are any holes or imperfections, spread a little more and smooth it again with the dough scraper. Once you are satisfied with the size, you can smooth out the top. Take the offset spatula and glide it over the top of the cake, starting from the edge and moving forward to the center. That's it. Now I'm very happy with how it turns out, and I need to chill it for around 60 minutes to set before moving on to the next step. As a child, this cake was perfect as it was, but as I have grown as a baker I am today, I love adding something extra. The chocolate drip is a modern touch, elevating both the look and the flavor. Start by chopping the chocolate into small pieces and adding them to the double cream. Microwave for an initial 20 seconds, then continue in 5-second intervals until the chocolate is fully melted. I'm using a 1:1 ratio here, but I ended up adding 20 grams more double cream to achieve the perfect consistency for the drip. The rule of thumb is, if the ganache is too thick, add a bit more cream. If it's too thin, add a bit more chocolate until you reach the right consistency. To test the consistency, drip down the sides of a bowl to see how it moves. It should run down and stop, not gloppy or run all the way to the bottom. Before decorating, I like to transfer the cake from the cake board to the cake stand for serving. Since the cake is well chilled, transferring it to the cake stand is easy, which is how I like to serve them. But if you prefer the cake board, you can skip this step. It might seem a bit extra to place the cake stand on the turntable, but it really makes the dripping process much easier, and it works. Finally, it's time to decorate my childhood-inspired birthday cake. This part is always so special to me, and I hope you enjoy watching the process as much as I love creating it. Let's bring the cake to life, one beautiful detail at a time. there it is, my childhood-inspired birthday cake, brought to life with a modern twist. I'm so happy with how it's turned out, and I hope it inspires you to create something special for your own celebrations. A special thank you to my husband for celebrating this big day with me, and to all of you, thank you for joining me and being part of this special moment. It means so much to share it with you.